Positivity. Ooh-wee. Positivity. I'm not worried about the paycheck. Big smile, cheesed up, can't fake it. Toxic, no drama in my life, and I like it. Floating higher than this puffy cloud. It'll all work out somehow, somehow. Give me all of that positivity, every bit of that good energy. Waking up, that sun's gonna smile.
Hey Scottish, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. Grabbing that first. Let's just post a little thing on the Twitter. Let's see. Hey, Amit. How's it going? Okay, cool. I think we're all set. The light bulb in my overhead light went out. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay. Cool. So, we're on to Racket, our 6th language. I did some work on Common Lisp during the non-streaming days. Let's see. Well, we streamed. What day is it? Sunday? Right. Okay. We streamed on Friday. Right. We did 2 streams on Friday. That's what happened. Okay. I got confused. So I did a little bit more work Friday night and last night on the Common Lisp thing. Yeah. Scottish knows what's up. All right, let's take off this starting soon thing. And I'll just show you where we ended up with Common Lisp, and then we'll move on to Racket. Oh, cool. Okay. I've heard of Carbon, but I'm kind of forgetting what it actually is. Is Carbon the one... Is Carbon the one that's like... No, I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of the language that's kind of like systems langy, but it's like for Python developers, but that's not Carbon, is it? No, it's just like replace C++. Got it. Do I like Lambda serverless? I mean, I haven't actually used it for anything big, Alvi, so I try not to comment on things that I haven't used extensively like that. I think the idea is fine. If you're talking about like the AWS Lambda serverless thing, the idea is fine. You just have to think about like, it's really great early stage. Like, this is my take on it without using it extensively. Okay, sounds good, Scottish. We'll see you. My take without having used it extensively is just from what I've heard and talked to other people about. It's really great for early on and for iteration and all of those kinds of things, and it's a lot cheaper if you're paying the bills for low traffic. But once you get into higher traffic scenarios, it usually is more expensive, and then it's also hard to move off of when you actually need to scale up. That's my like somewhat uneducated take. It all depends. I mean, there's so many variables, right, of like how it's going to bill you. But yeah, It just depends on what you're doing. Like, I think the main problem is if you are building like a really large code base all on serverless, then that is like how much. So this goes for anything that you're using, whether it's infrastructure, a library, any of those kinds of things, right? The more custom code and dependency you have on X technology, the harder it is to move off of it, right? It's just a consideration. Sometimes you're fine, just totally it's meant for array processing, but Mojo is the language I was probably thinking of. Amit, yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Bitmapper, yeah, thanks for coming in. So I don't know if that makes sense, Alvi. That's just my opinion. I would be hesitant myself to like put a lot of bets on serverless if it meant that I was putting a bunch of assumptions into my code base that were using serverless. I would want to make sure that I'm building it in a nice modular way where it would be easy to then put it on a more traditional infrastructure. That's just my opinion. I don't know if it's a right one, but that's kind of how I think about it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Racket. You know, it's kind of like, you know, my title, right? It's like it's the more modern ish thing to all these things. I feel like, you know, something that probably has a little bit more. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I've literally never written the language, but that's just my impression of it, is that it's going to have things that will make me feel right at home, you know. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, for instance, at my job, if we were to try to move off of AWS, it would be insanely painful. I mean, let me think about this. How painful is it really? You know, it's not as painful as it was in my head at first, because we have a queue abstraction instead of directly depending on SQS. The hardest part would most likely be all of our S3 dependencies, but that has been kind of a solved problem with services like Min.io, a few other things where they make them S3 compatible. You can even basically use S3 SDK. But hey, Colchis, what's up? So yeah, it's a great point. I mean, yeah, we're on AWS for basically not quite for everything, but we've started on AWS for probably everything that we do, and then Min.io is like an open source S3. I think Min.io is very cool, and you can even run it locally. And so if you use S3 at work, you could download Min.io, and you could do unit tests integration tests against an S3 compatible object store all locally, which I think is pretty sick. It's pretty sweet that way. Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. I mean, there's an implicit decision at my company a long time ago that, like, yeah, we're pretty much stuck on AWS, and we're probably going to build most things with the assumption that we're on AWS. And there is a lot of that assumption in there. Like, could that have been like dealt with? For sure, but you know, we didn't. Hey, Fortran 999. Thanks for the follow. Unfortunately, we're not writing Fortran today, but you know, what are we making? I don't know. I don't really talk about work details on stream. No, not at all. And neither are you. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's probably one of the most annoying parts of Fang or manga, you know, whatever you want to call it. I prefer Fang because then we don't solely you know, we don't sully the name of manga. But anyway, it's the problem, right? It's like, it's, yeah, exactly TV Josh, you got it. Unless you're at Fang or you're getting close to that scale, most of the time doing what Fang does is the wrong choice, in my opinion. Like, you're just solving a different set of problems. All right, cool. So let's do a quick review of Common Lisp and see how far we got. We did 2 streams on Friday, probably close to 5 hours. We have a mix for our infrastructure, Albi. We have EC2 for some things. We use ECS a lot. So we try to containerize everything we can, and most of that's on ECS, both backed by EC2 and Fargate. If that answers your question. Okay, so where were we? So we did fizzbuzz, right? Yay! Look at this, amazing. And then we left off with some non-working web code, mostly due to my skill issues. Let's be real. Okay, I think where we left off, I actually can't remember where we left off, but here's where the web service ended up. I finished it. It took me, I don't know, it's hard because it's not like I was focused. I was doing other things, writing a little bit of code, talking to friends, writing a little bit of code. Friends, not IRL friends. Let's be real. People on Discord, okay? Yeah, mostly microservices. I mean, you know, mostly microservices. So this is what we did. Our system's pretty simple. We have our server here. Our clack up starts our server, and then we just pass clack up a port and a handler, basically. Our handler here is our basic router. We did some of this stuff. I think it's possible. Did I not even get? No, I did figure out this part on stream. I remember that now. I figured out this part. The indentation's wrong. Where we had to use the right equal function. So that was a good aha moment. I know I didn't get to JSON on stream, but using JSON was really easy. Quick Lisp is just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful way to install packages and just bring them in. It was not hard at all. Just loaded it up. We got CL JSON in here. I defined a bad request guy. Hello handler's very basic, right? We didn't have to do anything special there. Hello name. We are splitting our path into parts. We're creating a property list, which I finally got my head around the very simple syntax to do so. And then we just encode that JSON. And here we're just checking if it matches what we think we are. Because our router, I didn't feel like splitting the path parts in our router. I'm doing this here. Which is basically just making sure that if you go to a path that I'll show you in a second what that does. But so this is just an extra little making sure this is the right route. And then if you don't pass a name, it's a bad request. Otherwise, we return JSON. Our goodbye handler takes a JSON body. This is a stream. That threw me off for a second. I kept getting errors and I was like, what is wrong with this? It's because it was a stream, not a string. And so the normal decode JSON function takes that stream, There was an interesting piece of this. So Common Lisp gives us the nice first and second syntax like we're used to in Clojure, but I don't know, because I just haven't taken the time to totally understand it. For whatever reason, when I do JSON decode JSON, it gives me an A list back. And when I do associate name JSON, I get the entry. And for whatever reason, second doesn't work on that, but cdr does. I would just have to understand how the actual A list is constructed in a way that would make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me yet, but I'm sure it's just something simple I'm not thinking about. So if there's no name in the JSON, you didn't pass JSON, you didn't pass the right keys, whatever it is, then we do a bad request. Otherwise, we just return a text responsive goodbye. Okay, my server should still be running, so let's just do this real quick. Let's see. I think we're here. Okay, so we have our normal hello world example, yay 200. We have hello meta, and if we don't pass a name, it's a bad request. And this is the part of what I was saying. Like, what if we went to this route here, which technically doesn't exist, right? Then it should be path not found. Yeah. I'm not too surprised about this bitmapper. It seems like something you could really get yourself in a rabbit hole with. Maybe some nice person on YouTube. Nice. No, I mean, for the most part, they've been nice. You know, will tell me why I didn't understand it. Pattern matching would solve this. That's true. Like if you just used a match. Yeah, absolutely. So we could have done that. I just didn't want to bring in the library, right? And then finally we have a goodbye post. This one actually has a correct thing, so we get that text back. If we messed up our endpoint, we'd get a bad request like we would expect. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, totally. But I mean, pattern matching would have been really nice for the router as well. But anyway, so yeah, that's where we ended up with Common Lisp. I liked Common Lisp. It has a lot of things that I'm used to in Clojure, especially the stir package. Absolutely, like it's exactly Clojure strs package. Like it's the same freaking functions, and that made this really easy. You get a little stir split. We got the stir starts with somewhere else. I don't remember where it is. There it is. You know, made that really nice and easy. Sweet. That's going to be nice bitmapper. I'm looking forward to that. So I'm pretty sure I committed this, but maybe I didn't. I guess I didn't. Okay. Let's see. What are these differences? Oh yeah, I didn't edit my README at all. My README is so bad. Oh, I just changed that indentation. Okay. Common Lisp README updates and indentation fix. Okay, cool. I'll just use Emacs. I'd rather have it just, I mean, I know you could have this whole environment. Like, I imagine it's similar. I'm guessing Dr. Racket is similar to like Portico for Common Lisp, where it's just this whole thing, but I will probably just use Emacs. That's a really good question, Amit. I don't know the answer to that. I know Haskell, yeah, okay. SML and J or earlier, yeah. I'm not surprised that it existed as a concept and in languages earlier, but as far as languages like that are still in use today, which I know somebody could say Haskell in use today, you know, it is. I would say Haskell is probably one of the earliest for languages that people still think about and use, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you agree with that take? OCaml is earlier? I was pretty sure Haskell came before OCaml. Yeah, Haskell's 1990. And then OCaml I thought was 96. Yeah, 96. OCaml is 80s, so Wikipedia is lying to me. Effing Wikipedia. Oh, camel. Just normal camel, no O to it? Okay. The camel language. There you go. Okay. Okay, here we go. And then they added objects to it, so it's literally just object camel. That's hilarious. Camel with objects became OCaml. Ha! I didn't know that. That's amazing. Awesome. Okay, so that makes sense. Sweet. Yeah, thanks. I absolutely love that you guys are in here, because it just makes me feel all the warm fuzzies. I mean, it's always great just to have viewers, of course, too, but like people who know things, love it. One minute here. All right, sweet. I think we're good there. I do have like a pretty harsh cutoff at 2:30 today, which is in an hour and a half for me. So we'll just see how far we get. We're gonna do 2 days of Racket though, so we'll do today and tomorrow, and then no stream on Tuesday. I have other things going on in the afternoon, and that's partly why we did 2 streams on Friday, to try to fit this in the schedule. And then on Wednesday is when we'll start MLs. That's the idea anyway. Oh, I just thought of a hole in that schedule, because I'm leaving Wednesday afternoon to go camping. Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can stream on Wednesday. This might have to wait till Friday. We'll see what happens. I have to figure that out. But we're doing pretty good. Okay, awesome. I already closed out that. Let's go ahead and close out all this stuff. Let's see. We're gonna do. We'll just do this, and then we should be able to. I always forget this, and then it's. There's some easier way of doing this. I just forget. Okay, good enough. Get back into TMX. We should only have our 1 session and window, and we have a clean slate. SML has most of what OCaml has. It's really cool. I'd love to go back and do some of these other languages. You know, we didn't have time to do them all, obviously. Like anonymous records. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we got a clean branch. I mean, clean, you know what I mean. Clean repo. We're good. We're good on the Git stuff. Let's just make our dir for Racket and cd into there. Touch a readme, which we will hopefully update. The readmes have gotten worse and worse over time, from really nice formatted ones to our latest for our common Lisp, where I just threw a bunch of text in there. But it's fine. We'll get back to it. I might just, once this is all done, we might come back and just try to document more things. make this a little bit cleaner. Okay, let's get started with Racket. Racket laying. Alright, let's start with Wikipedia, as we enjoy doing. Okay, let's see, we can go bigger than that. I like the Racket symbol. Little lambda guy. Very cool. Okay. Racket is a general-purpose multi-paradigm programming language and a multi-platform distribution that includes the Racket language, compiler, large standard library, IDE, development tools, and a set of additional languages including typed Racket, a sister language of Racket with a static type checker, Swindle, FurTime, Lazy Racket, R5RS, and R6RS scheme, Scribble, Datalog, Racklog, Algol, 6e, and several teaching languages. The Racket language is a modern dialect of Lisp and a descendant of Scheme. It is designed as a platform for programming language design and implementation. In addition to the core Racket language, Racket is also used to refer to the family of programming languages and set of tools supporting development on and with Racket. Racket is also used for scripting, computer science education, and research. The Racket platform provides an implementation of the Racket language, including a runtime system, libraries, and compiler supporting several compilation modes: machine code, machine independent, interpreted, and JIT. Yeah, I said those letters. I didn't even say JIT. Along with the Dr. Racket IDE, written in Racket. Racket is used by the Program by Design outreach program, which aims to turn computer science into an indispensable part of the liberal arts curriculum. The core Racket language is known for its extensive macro system, which enables creating embedded and domain-specific languages, language constructs such as classes or modules, and separate dialects of Racket with different semantics. The platform distribution is free and open source software, distributed under the Apache 2.0 and MIT licenses. Extensions and packages written by the community may be uploaded to Racket's package catalog. What's funny is I literally, I write Clojure and I forget what the Clojure logo looks like. Isn't that funny? All right, I probably just, oh yeah, that one. Yeah. We just added a little bit. See, this is Racket right here, and this is the JVM. Diluting it, encapsulating it, and destroying it. Oh, did they? Cool. Wikipedia. That's good, backup. I like it. I like it. I don't even think about it in that sense. That's awesome. Yeah, Racket is a zoomed logo of Clojure. Yeah. Nice one, backup. You won. You won the internet. Okay. Let's see. So we read the Wikipedia. And now we're going to go to racketling dot. The link is racketling dot. Did they mean to do that? Racket, the programming language. Let's see. Okay, version 8.10 is available. I think this is nice to know because a lot of people are like, are these languages even worked on anymore? I mean, not real people. No, I'm just kidding. There's one person that said that. He was totally nice. Or they. Who knows? August 15th, latest version of Racket. Okay, let's see. Racket, the programming language. Define my language, English, barely. Define translations. Several. Define my hello world, href translations, my language, hello world. Message box, my hello world. Okay. All right, a little message box. No idea what that does. I'm guessing that just prints it. Since this is hello world, we're just printing my hello world, but we get to do a little hash. Cross-platform GUI framework. So that's an actual GUI pop-up. Wow. It's pretty awesome. Okay. Anyway. All right. I really want to see how far we can get today, because I would love to try out typed Racket, because the idea of a typed Lisp is, of course, something that I am very interested in. Yeah, those are all links to docs. See, this is brilliant right here. Okay, like having these be links to docs, so smart. So I'm guessing this is a hash map. That's just a guess. I could be wrong. This is very similar to like an A-list syntax in Scheme and Common Lisp, and then maybe there's just this like turn this A-list into a hash map, but who knows? Maybe that does something different. It doesn't matter. Hash table. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Love it. Hash table. Okay. Neat. Racket the ecosystem. All right. Here we go. My scroll is not working again. I don't, maybe my literal scroll wheel is like broken. For some reason going down on this scroll, why can't I say that word? Scroll wheel. I can't say that word. I have seen you on other channels, and I just don't think I can say your name out loud. It is too funny. Coke Prawn, thank you for the follow. That is very funny. Thank you. Yeah, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. We've done 2 lists already, and I can have a list myself sometimes, but yeah. Great name, by the way. It's a good way to make people flustered, probably. Yeah, I would agree with me. I think TypeScript probably was a sign that people are like a lot happier about types, even though it's kind of crappy. But yeah, the idea was like, yeah, like the whole Ruby ethos, which of course is still very strong in that community, and with certain individuals that maybe, you know, like maybe created Rails, are, you know, is that we don't need types. But I think the majority of people see them as helpful tools at this point. I think even newbie-ish developers are starting to feel that way, but it's not like I know. I'm just a guy in my apartment in fucking Tennessee. I don't know. This is my idea though. Okay, download. Mac OS Intel 64-bit. How did they know? Okay, sure. Let's watch this fiber. Let's hopefully I didn't download anything embarrassing recently. All right. Wow. Would you just look at that? All right. So let's install. You won't be able to see me do this, but that's fine. We're opening the disk image right now. It's really good. We're dragging the Racket folder into the applications folder, as disk images are known to do. And somehow I just opened music because my computer, because skill issue, I guess. So did we even get Racket dragged over, or did we just open music? I just dragged Racket into music. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, let's try this again. I'm somewhat happy that you couldn't see that. Okay, we're trying this again, and now it's trying to copy it to my system. Okay, so we downloaded. Nice. It'll be interesting to see what this actually gives me on my system, but we'll just start here. What is this? Oh, this was our hash table doc that we opened. Okay. I actually needed that. It doesn't put stuff on the path. Okay, well that will be possibly a little annoying. Mature, practical, extensible, robust, polished. Okay, do they have like a getting started in their docs or something? I might check. I could check brew. That's a good point. I could. I'm interested to see what this experience is like. Here, maybe I can just... Well, no, that won't mean anything to you guys. I was like, I could share Finder, but that doesn't help you. But I could probably share what comes up when I open Racket. Just give me a second. It should have already put it somewhere. I just don't know how to alphabetize things. Oh god, it's still copying. This is taking a really effing long time. Okay. 1 gigabyte of items to applications. Because of how Racket does package management? Okay. Yeah, we'll just try this first and see what happens when I open up Racket, and I'll try to get it into OBS without going crazy. We'll see what happens. This is going to take a while. This is not going fast. I mean, we're over halfway done, but it's still taking its time. All right, let's read some getting started stuff. Download it from the webpage and install it. If you're a beginner and would like to use a graphical environment to run programs, run the Dr. Racket executable. Otherwise, the Racket executable will run a command line read eval print loop. Okay. On Windows, you can start Dr. Racket. Okay. Double click on the Dr. Racket icon. It is probably in a Racket folder that you dragged into your applications folder. If you want to use command line tools instead, Racket executables are in the bin directory of the Racket folder. And if you want to set your path environment variable, you'll need to do that manually. Got it. Okay. Well, that's good to know. This is getting close. So we'll have to update our path manually. If you're new to programming, or if you have the patience to work through a textbook, how does it design programs? The Continue Web Applications in Racket tutorial introduces you to modules and building web applications. That sounds very good. Let's open that. Okay, I like this. Okay, sure. Okay, maybe the Racket guide. Let's try quick, because that sounds pretty neat. It's a different sort of getting started, right? We're still waiting for Racket to do its thing. Quick, an introduction to Racket with pictures. It expects you to use Dr. Racket, I think. Boo. Alright. I mean... Okay, this is fine. I mean, this should work fine in Emacs. Okay, so that's interesting. Did we finish? No, still not done. Let's see. What about the Racket guide? Is this all on one web page? No, of course not. Why would we want to be cool like that? That's really funny. Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, Emacs is not. I don't think it's that hard. I know Straker tried Emacs recently, and he thought it was harder to get started with than Vim. I don't know. I don't think it is exactly harder. But I used Emacs. Well, I've used it for a while and haven't used Vim, so okay. So I have my Racket folder. Okay, so basically we just need to put bin on our path. Okay, so that's fine. So we should have it here. No. What is it again? Users. Applications. How does this work? Apps. Can you not do it this way? Why doesn't this work? Oh, it might just be in /applications. Right. Yep, good call. Doctor. Really? You don't? Oh, it's not Doctor, it's just Racket. Skill issue. Okay. There it is. Okay. So then we just need to update our path with that. I recently updated my bash RC deal to not have any work secrets in it, I'm pretty sure. So we could probably just update it directly, because sometimes I forget the syntax. There we go. Should be fine. Okay, so now we should have Racket. Let's see what a bin is here. Dr. Racket. There is just a Racket binary. Okay. Nice. Guessing this is going to give me a REPL. Yay, REPL. Love it. Okay, so we're good to go there. We can exit this. You're quite fond of the Racket REPL, yeah. I like it so far. I like the highlight, the coloring. That's really nice. I really like that. That's nice. Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. Closure doesn't even have that. It's really nice. Addy Super, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying your day. We're getting ourselves into some Racket. Okay. Should we get back? Let's try the pictures thing. Let's see if we can just get an introduction to Racket with pictures. Let's try this. Okay. We must load some picture functions, which are part of a library for creating slide presentations. Copy the following into the definitions area. Oh, I see how it's expecting me to use Dr. Racket right here. Okay, so I don't know how to do that. Yeah, okay, you're absolutely right. Or the Emacs Racket REPL. Okay, so let's see about Emacs. I keep using my MacBook touchpad, and I don't know why. My mouse is literally right in front of me. Okay, anyway. This was getting started. Okay, let's go back. Do we have Emacs set up somewhere? Let's try this. Okay. Racket mode. All right. Racket mode. Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. You can use Melpa, sure. Sure. So it's just the normal stuff. Package install Racket mode. Okay. Good deal. Yeah, looks good. Let's just add it to our init.l before we forget. And then I have a bunch of packages installed that I forget that I have installed, and then my config file is meaningless. Did I actually do a typo? I think I might have done Racket mod. Yep. I caught that right when I was saving the file. Nice. Okay. Let's just... I just refreshed like a week ago. I am not going to refresh again right now. Racket mode tar not found. What? Package install. Maybe I need to do a refresh. Racket mode. I mean, I already have Geyser, but I'm guessing that Racket mode's better than Geyser. Okay, let's just try a package refresh. Just in case that matters. It's annoying. It's fine. We'll just use the other REPL for now. Let's go back to this one. Yep, we got a string. Substring, okay, nice. Definitions and interactions. You can define your own functions using define. Okay, so define is for functions, sure. Is there a difference? Okay, creating executables. This is very cool to me. Racco exe source file name. Ooh, neat. Okay. Or you can just do the user bin env. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So you can run load, but they're saying use modules. Okay. Reasonable. Alright, let's just move on to Racket Essentials. Simple values. This looks good. Simple definitions. A program module is written as lang name top form. Okay. Represents literal text. Whitespace must appear between such literals. Okay. Okay. Define ID expression. Okay, so define works for values and functions. It treats them the same. I love that. It's actually the thing, one of the things I don't like about Clojure. In Clojure we use def and defn, and I actually would prefer, you can use def if you're using a function as a value, like if you're like, you could do def comp, you know, inc dec if you wanted a a really complicated identity function for numbers. But I would prefer if we just use def for everything. I mean, I understand why they didn't do that. There's like, you know, special form for def in, but I still like it better. I feel like you could have figured it out, Clojure, but that's okay. Okay, so we could define a list. I don't know how to define a list yet. I could guess, but, and then we have pi. Yeah, that's nice. Out of the box, Racket REPL is very nice. I like that. Okay, package refresh finished on Emacs, but I'm still getting some spinners. Nope, it's moving on to another one. It can't decide if it's actually done or not. It's still, you get the spinner. Good. Just in case you guys haven't been on Mac OS in a while. Isn't that just nice? Isn't that just nice to see that nice spinner there? That's why I didn't want to do a package refresh. Oh well, we'll keep going on here. New TL, I didn't even see it. Was there an error on new TLS? I just installed a package, 29.1, I think. I literally just installed a package. Like we just did it. We just installed other things. Fucking Emacs, okay. New TLS. Error in the poll function. Okay, what the hell does this mean? So that's why it's not working, probably. I mean, we could install it manually if we have to. We could use Dr. Racket, but I'd really, really prefer not to. For a second, I thought maybe I had my work VPN on, but I think you guys would have noticed. But I don't. Okay. I don't think this is gonna help me. This is like, I haven't changed anything on my config. And this is just random. I literally haven't updated anything in my Emacs. Besides installing a couple plugins and stuff. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is a thing on curl. Okay. Well, that's not. Well, let's just make sure curl is working. We just used it for something local. I guess we need to make sure it's working for in general. Because that might tell us something, but I guess if I'm not, I don't know if my curl would use new TLS. That's the problem. Sure. I know I did it wrong. It's fine. You should have figured out that what I meant. It works fine. But that doesn't actually tell us whether we did something wrong. This is annoying. Okay. Should we just install Racket mode manually? I haven't done that in a while. If you installed the minimal Racket distribution, for example, by using the homebrew formula, Racket mode needs some additional Racket packages. Okay. We have all of those. Oh. Okay. Like this? Maybe? I mean, I use this all the time, so I don't understand. You can visit an HTTPS URL, for example, with MX EWW, sure. Well, that's not going to work because it has returns in it. Well, maybe you can copy and paste returns. I don't know. EWW. I really doubt it. https://wikipedia.org. I forgot that this was a thing. It's literally rendering Wikipedia for us in Emacs. Classic operating system Emacs. Why aren't we just reading, you know, every web page in Emacs? This is totally fine. There's no problem with this. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't work. It's bumming me out a little bit. I mean, they said it's not available on stable, but I was pretty sure I had. Let me just check. Yeah, we have Melpa and Melpa stable. Yeah. So it's trying. I have it here. Maybe Melpa is actually having problems. It could be that could actually be it. Melpa. Do they have a status page? Melpa status. I really doubt it. Well, I guess they do. Oh no, that's just this. Okay. I was like, come on. Okay, well, we're just gonna move on without it, and oh well. We can just use Geyser for now. They say to use non-new ELPA. Oh, like, did I just skip that part here? Oh my god. No, I mean, it still should have worked, though. But maybe the problem is that since I have Melpa configured, maybe I shouldn't have Melpa configured. What do you think, Bitmapper? Should I not have Melpa configured now that I'm on recent version of Emacs? I mean, maybe that's true. I don't know. You don't have Melpa in your config? Okay. We can try this, and restarting Emacs, I don't know if it's actually going to do anything, but sure. We'll try it real quick. And if this doesn't work, we're just going to use Geyser. This is part of it though, right? Part of having to deal with a new language. So far, I mean, granted, if you're using Dr. Racket, we would already be started. But like, I think most people are going to want to use their existing editor usually when working with another language, especially if you're using Emacs for Lisp. I mean, it's should be pretty easy to set up. Definitely not blaming this on Racket. I mean, you know, there's a lot of problems with my config. All right. Nothing like restarting Emacs. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Dr. Racket is whack. I mean, I'm not surprised. Dr. Emac. Dude, really? This is probably because of this actually could have been from taking Melpa out. And now it's having a hard time because it's probably actually trying to install because I did use package in surety, it's probably trying to install Racket mode right now. But usually I get like some information. Right now we have none. We can comment it out. You can embed images in source code. That's crazy. I think we might be dead. I think Emacs is dead. All right. It's hard because it's possible it's just installing and I could just be like screwing it up. Let's just see. There's one way of finding out. I doubt it's still downloading. Okay. What? It finally closed on its own. Alright, we'll just restart it and see what happens. Yeah, it is. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. Loading config. Okay. That's nice. Here we go. Imagine using just normal Emacs like this. You used Emacs Plus back then? Yeah. Yeah, it is literally. I am using the first link you posted. I really am supposed to just recompile it with native comp from source, and I just haven't bothered doing it. I usually don't have this many issues. Okay, I don't want this to take up our whole time, so let's just do this. Okay, let's just re-add Melpa as a package archive in case that's what's screwing us up. And then we'll see what happens. Actually, I can just leave this up. I don't. No, I just use yeah, I never moved to that. I've heard good things. Fucking Emacs. Well, hour in, we haven't written any code, but that's okay. That's okay this time. All right, can I just force quit you? I think I'm just gonna force quit it. It's a drop-in replacement for use package. Okay. Well, I should probably do that at some point. Stupid now playing touch UI taking 3 gigs of freaking memory. Unbelievable. Okay. God, and iTerm is taking 4 gigs of memory. I didn't close out of my work stuff and I left iTerm open. Bummer. Okay, let's see. We uncommented Melpa, so hopefully that fixes our issue. If it doesn't, then like I guess Emacs is screwed for today. I don't understand. I don't know what's happening. I've never had this happen. Like, it's not even giving me an error about my custom config or something like that. Usually it would give me an error. But there's not even a freaking error. It's just hanging forever. I'm just gonna exit iTerm as well. Just in case I need the memory or something. I don't know. There we go. Finally got an error. Got an error on Racket mode. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now we're just going to comment out Racket mode, restart, and we should be good. That was weird. I don't know what's going on with Malpa right now. Yeah, it could be, but I mean, we've installed a bunch of packages on stream. I've restarted Emacs on stream a bunch of times. I've never had this happen this bad. I'm guessing it's just something to do with the whole Melpa not showing. It went to the other screen because I was on the other screen for 1 second. All right, we'll just have to wait till it loads, and we'll just use Geyser. And then if I can figure it out tonight before I stream tomorrow, I will. But we'll at least get fizzbuzz done and figure out the module system. It'll be all right. Yeah, that's what that would be my guess there, bitmap. Well, now it's just hang. Okay, there we go. All right, I was scared for a second because it's hanging forever. All right, we're back. Okay. Should be about right. All right, let's get started. Emacs, are you seriously like not alive still? You're not letting me edit anything? What the actual fuck? What is going on today? Oh my gosh. Why is this having such a hard time? Okay, it finally did it. All right, we're good. Okay, we're good. Pre-stream stream for setting up in the then stream. Yeah, but I could, but it's part of it for sure. I mean, I'm not saying it's fun to watch, but it's like I mean, and of course there's the frustration of like my own setup and, you know, all those kinds of things too. But it is part of the experience of that, like often when you're having to start a new language, your setup can really mess up. There's a Geyser Racket mode bitmap, so I'm hoping that means that it's going to be okay, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll make it work one way or another. Okay, so let's just get right into... Hey, Alan. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Let's just do a fizzbuzz. It's RKT, is it not? I'm pretty sure it's RKT. Okay. All right, so we'll leave that up. We'll figure that out later. For now, let's see about a getting started. No, that's Melpa. Don't care about you right now, Melpa. Okay, so this is assuming that we have Racket mode or something, so maybe this just isn't gonna happen today. That's fine. Let's not worry about this. Without worrying that it's eating too much time, yeah. That's fair. I mean, I did set timers before, and I probably should have today. Where, like, between getting started and Devin setup, it's only supposed to take an hour. So I don't know, we're probably right at that hour right now for what I have slated for that. So I feel okay about it, but it's definitely time to move on. So that's just part of it. I don't know. Okay. Piece, procedure, piece, substring, procedure, piece. Okay, now let's see. So we're at definitions. The main thing I want to know is like indenting code. Okay, yeah, we don't care about this right now. Function calls are what we would expect. Conditionals, if and or and cond. Okay. I just want to know the terminating cond. Okay, they do use an else. That's what I was wondering. Okay. And then they actually don't, so a little bit less parens. So kind of breaks up the parens. Some people prefer that. We do that in Clojure in different ways. So let's just write our fizzbuzz and then we'll figure out how to actually run it and use a module and all that kind of stuff. I don't have any modes under here, so I'm thinking I did I do the wrong extension, or maybe I'm just gonna have to actually geyser Racket. Huh, I swear I saw a Racket on here. Racket. Oh, I have to install geyser Racket. Let's try doing that. Package install geyser Racket. Okay, let's just try that. See what happens. It had no problem installing geyser Racket, but it had problem with installing Racket mode. Let's just try it real quick after our restart. It's just not found. I've had this happen before, where the tar that should be there for a package is just not there, and then you're here. So, oh well. Okay, now we're in Racket. Sweet. Yeah. Hey, Big Blaster. Yeah, no, thanks for the question. I appreciate it. Oh, straight brace and parens are interchangeable in Racket for the most part. Interesting. I'm sorry if you've already answered this, but what is your thoughts on the classic book 7 Languages in 7 Weeks? I think it's a great book. I didn't read it. I listened to a few talks by the guy who wrote it. I forget who it was right now. But yeah, I thought it was a great book. And then he did another 7 Languages in 7 Weeks, I think. I think it's really helpful. I mean, obviously, I'm doing this series, right? I think it's really helpful and really good to go through just to get a taste of a bunch of different ways of doing things, right? Now, doing a whole week in a language, you get a lot more than we're able to in a couple days. But either way, whichever way you do it, I still think that's a really helpful exercise to do. So yeah, thanks for popping in. Okay, so let's just define fizzbuzz. I already don't remember the complete syntax here. I already got it wrong. I'm actually looking at the syntax. Okay, so you define, then you have your parens, and you say X, right? Okay. And then we have our cond, and we're going to use straight braces for this. And let's see. We don't know if it's this. Probably mod. But since we don't have... Oh yeah, we installed geyser Racket, so we might be able to do a geyser connect or a run Racket. Let's see what geyser gives us. Run Racket. Okay, let's try run Racket, and we'll start a geyser REPL into here and see what happens. Before I was having a hard time getting use geyser Racket instead. Does it actually do anything different though? I guess they just deprecated it and it doesn't actually do anything different. Interesting. I was having a hard time getting my REPL to actually care, but okay, this seems to work. Okay, nice. It's a little bit clunky. I'm sure Racket mode would be better. A language is just a tool to achieve a goal, and each language teaches you something or some concept that you haven't thought of. Yeah, I think that's mostly true, unless you're talking about like Go. I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. Okay. Okay, cool. So we have at least an understanding of arity, which is really helpful. An identifier in module runtime, defined in module runtime, and required in module Racket and init. Okay, so again, it's not like the most helpful thing, but how do I get here? Can I like do this? No. Can I do that? No. I was just seeing if it would actually tell me. It's not like I don't know how to use modulo. I was just trying to see if we could get to docs within here. Okay. Anyway, what do we want to say? If modulo x3, let's just say equals 0. Okay. Oh yeah, we need an and. Okay. Okay. Then we're going to return fizzbuzz. Otherwise, if modulo x3, then we're going to return fizz. And if modulo x5, then we're going to return buzz. Otherwise, we're just going to, we have a little else. And we're just going to stringify our guy there, which we don't know how to do that yet. But that's simple to look up. Okay. This is fine. Let's look at anonymous function syntax just as an interesting idea. Okay, they just use the lambda keyword for anonymous. Okay, got it. Okay, so let's look at strings. I don't know if this is like the easiest way to do it, but yeah, okay, that looked pretty good. Okay, I'm guessing this is where we are, but let's just do string. We'll want to know string concatenation. Okay. Returns a new mutable string. Returns a new mutable string whose length is the number of provided chars. Okay, that's cool. String length, string ref, string set. Am I just missing? Oh, here we go. I was like, there's got to be a way you can just see everything on this page. Substring, string copy, string append. Okay, string to list, list to string. Very cool. Okay, there's a string equals. Interesting. Okay, string conversions. Okay. I'm purposely ignoring your chat for a second, Bitmap, just because I want to see how these docs work. Ooh, you can just get a graphene cluster. That's very helpful. Nice little UTF-8 helper. I like that. Okay, cool. So I'm guessing we need to go into numbers. Let's see. Let's see, we're at number types. Let's go to generics. We've got modulo, which we used. Look at us. Number comparison, complex, bitwise, random numbers. Okay. Random utilities, number string conversion. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I just want to understand how their docs work. But thanks. Number to string. Love it. Like that space. That's really helpful. Okay. If z is an exact, radix must be 10, otherwise the exception fail contract exception is raised. Very cool. So it seems like we have exceptions, try catch, all that kind of stuff probably. We'll see. Okay, so we have fizzbuzz. So now let's figure out, I guess one thing I'm interested in, right, is what happens if I'm here. Invalid module path. Okay. It's probably because I didn't actually define a module, maybe. Oh no, maybe it was because I was trying to load something else. That's probably what it was. I was actually trying to load this file, but that's not how it works. Hey Scottish, you came back. We've got another half hour ahead of us. And then tomorrow, hopefully tonight, I can fix my Emacs issues. We had some issues with installing Racket mode. And then we'll go from there. Just didn't want to refresh contents for some reason. Okay. What are we doing? Oh yeah, modules. Let's figure out modules. Okay. Huh. I don't know where this goes. I can't read that name. If Diego. Hey, thanks. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Okay. So the Racket reference doesn't, like, where do we talk about modules, or what do they call them? Do they call them modules or packages? Okay. Modules in reference. Okay. Most definitions in Racket are in modules. Okay. There it is. Given the module declaration, module m Racket, the evaluation of require m recreates the variable x and installs 10. This x is related to any top level definition of x. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we have Racket guide open, don't we? That's quick. That's that. That's just docs. I thought I had Racket guide open. Racket guide. Oh, it is there. It's just not. Okay. Let's look at this so we actually understand modules. There we go. Module basics. Thanks. So you just start with laying Racket, and that's because Racket has so many different laying options. Okay. Maybe if you're using Racket itself, that's like a little bit unnecessary, but we'll just pretend that it's not. Provide print cake, define print cake in. Okay. Then other modules can import cake.racket to use the print cake function since the provide line in cake.racket explicitly exports the definition print cake. Okay. My scroll bars, my scroll wheel's doing the thing again. Require cake racket works are in the same directory. Okay, so it's a directory thing. That's going to be helpful to know when we do our little web API. Okay. So let's just say that we're providing fizzbuzz for now. And go from there. Now I'm gonna guess we're still gonna get an error if we just try to load this, but maybe not. Okay, I guess not. I could load it, but it's not actually necessary, right? Like actually, because where I'm at, I should just be able to say require fizzbuzz dot racket. Okay, where is it trying to go? Okay, I'm at MTOL, so I need to go require racket slash snippets slash. Okay, here we go. And now we should actually have fizzbuzz. So we have fizzbuzz 1, fizzbuzz 3, fizzbuzz 5, fizzbuzz 10, fizzbuzz 6, and fizzbuzz 15. Okay, sweet. Yay, fizzbuzz. All right, not so bad. So we learned our require syntax. We learned how to provide a function, and we're freaking experts at this point. So that's good. Racket internship, ready. Okay, so that wasn't painful. Not like it should be. It's pretty easy with a little cond and using the docs. The docs, pretty nice. Not bad. Not bad at all. They load fast, pretty much just text, and nice search functionality. It's pretty good. Okay, so let's see. We could learn some more things about the language, but might as well learn those things as we try to develop something, right? So let's go ahead and create a new thing. This should be in the Racket. Right. What? Typo. Hey, Heiki, how's it going? It's going well. We're working with some Racket. We had some Emacs issues. Probably just me not understanding how to, like, there's some incompatibility with the recent versions of Emacs and Melpa, or it could just be for this one package. I can't quite see it. I don't remember which skill issue, Nightshade. There's so many of them. No, I'm just messing with which one. I don't remember. Okay. So now let's look at, it was in general. Oh yeah, no, I don't remember, but you know, my memory's shit, so that's not that surprising. Let's go ahead. Let's see, we have 25 minutes. Let's stand up, see how far we can get with this. That's funny. I do remember seeing something about that, but I forgot. You got the problem done? Nice. The Erlang problems in the world. Okay, awesome. So we have our hello world. There is like built-in web stuff in Racket. I know it exists. We just have to figure that out. Let's figure out the whole module basics for organizing. So would making a source dir probably make the most sense here? I don't know how people usually do it, but I guess we can just do that. I mean, we're just going to do it in one file anyway, so maybe we don't need to. I don't know. It's fine. We'll just do it. We'll call it server. Your binary comp was off a digit of 0 like a noob. Well, it's like when I was trying to do hex numbers on stream the other day and I was just being really dumb. But, you know, that's typical for me. Okay. Hello world, server, Racket. Okay, so here we are. So let's just say we provide server. And let's define our server. Maybe it takes a port. And then we should be able to get this up. One negative connotation and the other is sports good. Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. It's pretty much the same. Yeah. I wonder why they called it Racket, you know? I mean, the whole ecosystem has funny names like Scheme, you know? That's kind of funny. Has kind of like a negative connotation, right? And then yeah, 10x, absolutely. Yeah, I actually write Clojure full time. So that's my day job, is the Clojure. Been writing that for 5 years for the monies. Yeah, so it's been fun to go through some of the other Lisps out there. Clojure probably being the most common Lisp in industry. The most common Lisp in industry, you get it? But yeah, it's very cool. I mean, I'm just guessing. I could be completely wrong. That is just my own biased statistic. All right. So yeah, it's been fun. We've gone through Scheme and Common Lisp, and now we're going through Racket. Oh yeah, I forgot my Lang Racket thing. I guess we like our Lang Racket. If I knew how to type, we'd be doing so much better. Okay. Okay. Right, that's the whole compilation thing. Library collection. So a collection is a hierarchical grouping of installed library modules. Unquoted suffix list pass. 10x, hey, thanks. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, welcome. You shared secrets with me? Okay. I won't read them out loud. It's a bad idea to do on stream. Oh yeah, I know Racket. Oh yeah, we were talking about that. I got distracted, but like Scheme and Guile, like that's pretty funny, right? Like all negative connotations, all words with negative connotations. The Lisp community apparently just loves words with negative connotations, you know. Not that Scheme has to have a negative connotation, especially back in the 70s. Maybe that wasn't a thing and they just mean it more like in the technical sense, but I think since then they've just like played off of that, right? It's pretty fun. We can scheme with Guile. All right. Stupid scroll wheel. Down not working. Down's not working, but up is. $110 mouse. I mean, granted, it's 5 years old at this point, but still. What the hell? Okay. Lang Racket, require Racket date, printf today. Okay. Oh, interesting. So they're using printf. I did forget that in my, I did kind of forget that in my, my files. Usually for fizzbuzz, I learn how to print. Okay, so printf is their format. Looks fine. I guess we should start with that. Anyway, we want to print that we're running our server. Printf starting server at on localhost port. Well, I guess port is probably going to be a D, right? I'm going to just guess that that's how printf works. Nope. Maybe that's not what that means. Nope. All right, we'll just go back to S. I just assumed it meant S for string, but it could be wrong. Okay. Okay, require. I think I understand enough to just, okay, so to install things, we use Racket, is that correct? But we might not need to because our module references should all be in, like, built in. Okay, so let's see. Where is our guide? Oh, we're in our guide. I'm being dumb. All right. Is there anything in the guide about web? Nope. Don't see it. Okay. Simple HTTP server with Racket. Okay. I like it. Okay, so that we have a web server, web applications in Racket manual. I like it. There's a tutorial in docs continue. Oh, okay. This might work enough for us. Running web servlet describes how to run the servlets you've written. Stateful servlets and stateless servlets describe 2 ways to write web applications. Web server's memory. Stateless servlets use a slightly restricted Racket language, but their continuations can be stored by the web client or on a web server's disk. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, this seems like it's really big. So let's try the one that let's look at this. Continue web applications in Racket. Okay. This does look like it's a lot simpler. So let's try this one. Okay. Everything you need in this tutorial is provided in Racket. That's so cool. Okay. We'll be using the Dr. Racket module language. I don't know exactly what that means, but okay. Enter the following into Dr. Racket's definitions window, then press the run button. Okay, so I'm guessing that I can just put this in my source file, even though they say put this in the, maybe the definitions window is the source file. So technically this is like its own language to build web things. Right. We'll just go with it. It's fine. Is this good enough for us to pretend like we are actually writing Racket, or is this not? I don't know. I mean, I know it's Racket, but it's like, is it Racket? Is it really? Okay, so define start is my server. Okay. Right? Interesting. Okay. I don't really know how this... I mean, I know I'm defining a language, I mean a function, but sure, we'll pretend that... It seems like start is actually like the whole thing. It's a little confusing, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, Jupyter's okay. It's not like my favorite thing in the world. I think there are better things. But I mean, I don't know. I don't have a need to do that as much, so it's kind of like whatever. You know, Emacs people like to use Emacs people like to use org mode these days. And so when people mention, which I've really never used in any reasonable way, let's just do hello world. Oh, this is like a whole HTML syntax. Wow. Okay. I wonder if I'm going to hate this because... Okay. Let's just try this. It might have to be a list. It's hard to tell. Huh. I don't know. This might be too much magic for me. We'll see if I can handle it. Because if I don't understand it, it's not very fun. No such file or directory? Interesting. Okay. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? What if I run Racket with, like, this? What happens? Okay, yeah, it does not... Oh, yeah, I know port is unbound. Here. Let's just do a let. Oh, I actually don't know how to do lets, I just realized. Where's a guide for lets? As in, I don't know. I guess you guys said it's like straight brace and the other thing is basically the same. But we'll just see. Okay, so it's a little closer to closures lets. Okay. Little bit closer. Port 3000. It's not actually true. I don't even know where they're starting this on. Oh wait, what am I doing? I just need this out here, and we'll see what happens here. Okay, well, I mean, let's do this, but I think the problem is I'm still, yeah, it's still not actually, provided identifier is not defined or required. Okay, so there's no provide in this version of Racket. This is what I mean. I think this might be a little too off the wall for me. What? Okay. That's hilarious. Okay. It just loaded up here. All right. You guys didn't see that. Let's change my default browser. All right, so this actually did load this time. And then it just loads hello world right there. Okay, fun. Let's see then. what happens. Yeah, Smalltalk is really cool. I've thought about playing with that. I haven't quite done it. There is a list of the languages that I'm doing to next. I'll show you in a second once I satisfy my curiosity here. Okay, so we're at servlet slash standalone. Well, this isn't really making a API for me, is it? But we'll just try this. Okay. It's automatically setting it as text HTML. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. There's a version with less magic here. Web server run. Okay. Let's see. Wait, isn't that the exact same thing I was just looking at? No, it's a little different. I mean, it's the exact... Okay, it's the exact start, basically. You just got to scroll down. Yeah, classic me. The following API is provided to customize the service instance. No web browser. Okay, I like that. Static files path. Okay. 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 Suppose you'd like to change the port to something else. Change the last line. Oh, okay. Here's servlet. Okay. Oh, so then we are back into laying Racket. I prefer this. That is less magic. Thank you. This is great. Okay, this is what I want. I know what's happening here. You can have all the magic you want, in my opinion, as long as you actually know what's happening. But if I don't know what's happening, then I really, really don't like any magic as much as possible. Okay, awesome. I'm guessing response slash exec per is probably the problem with, it's probably giving me like an HTML sort of thing. Yeah, thanks Bitmapper. This is what we want. Yeah, so let's just see, we need to actually serve it now. And this is even better because then I can say serve, servlet, start. Okay. I like that. And we can change our port, and that is to here. Okay. So we're actually going to change. Well, yeah, so this is actually our handler. Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll just take all that off. I don't love the naming of some of these things. Oh, they named it my app. I actually like calling this app better. Maybe that's reserved. No, it's just highlighted. Okay. I like this. Let's do this. And then instead of just doing servlet, I would prefer this to be define start port, and then we have this, and we have let port. Wait, no, we're defining port right there, so we don't need that. we're just doing this. Right. I know what's happening. I feel like my parens are messed up somewhere because this, yep, there they are. I knew there was a parens mess up because my indentation wasn't working. Okay. And then I can pass config like this. And now we're just going to invoke this at 30,000. Sick. What about main? It's pretty popular. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Amit. We're just trying to get away from, you know, feeling like we're writing closure where I have to define a main. No. Okay, so this is a start. I gotta go, but that's a start. Thanks so much for hanging out. This was fun. We'll try to get our... Hey, Jockpop. Is it arc color scheme? I don't know. I don't know what you're asking. Sorry. It could be just my ignorance. That's often the case. Racket, start, web, API. Okay. So we got that pushed. What the hell is this song? Okay. All right. It's really going. I don't know. That little part threw me off. I don't remember this song playing before. Okay. Anyway. Awesome. So we got Racket started. Had some issues with the editor. I'm going to see if I can fix those tonight. Either way, this is a good enough dev in setup. Like, it's not perfect. I'm sure we could make it better, but it's not bad for right now. All the cool kids are using main. I know, right? That's why I'm not doing it, Amit. I'm not, you know, just going with peer pressure. Before I go, I will show you, if you're still here, 10x. This is the schedule, and for anybody else joining us, we have already done C, C++, Zig, Scheme, and Common Lisp. We're on Racket right now. This song is way too distracting. It distracts the shit out of me. Okay. I'm gonna have to try to remember to remove that from the playlist. Okay. Anyway, we're on Racket right now, and next we're going to be doing MLs, and then we're going to do dependently typed. I have a little bit of background in Haskell. I haven't written it for probably 4 years, so I'm hoping that it's not too hard for me to refresh on. It's the only language that I've written more than like a dozen lines in on this list is Haskell. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the questions and the chats and the help. And I'll be back tomorrow, almost certainly, and we'll have another 2 or 3 hours to work on it. So yeah, from scratch would be pretty difficult. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's cool. That's part of it. Like, how far can you actually get on the language, like, in 4 to 5 hours? You know, we got pretty far in C. We got pretty far in C++. I mean, not that far, but pretty far considering how many skill issues I had with those languages and how ignorant I was of them. You know, Lisp, I have a lot more experience with. Doesn't mean we got that much further, but I have a lot more experience with. And it'll be interesting to see, because MLs are their own thing. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Who's around that we can raid? We could raid Trash Puppy. It's been a little bit of time. Anybody else I see? No, that's good. All right, we're gonna raid Trash Puppy. I think last time she was doing some Python. We'll see what happens. But you know, we can't make fun of people for their language choices. It's just not nice, right? So it's okay. It's okay that she's writing Python. No. All right, cool. Thanks again. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, and later.